Mongolia is the world's 18th largest country, located to the north of the staggeringly populated country of China. Even so, Mongolia has the lowest population density out of any country in the world. For every person living in Mongolia, there are 409 people living in China. How can it be that these two neighboring countries are so different in terms of population? You might try to explain it with the fact that Mongolia, unlike China, is a landlocked country, meaning that it doesn't have a coastline to any ocean or sea. But how do you explain that Uzbekistan has more than 10 times the population of Mongolia, despite it not only being landlocked, but also entirely surrounded by other landlocked countries? The first and most important clue to why Mongolia has so few people has to do with its geography. The country sits on the Mongolian plateau at a high elevation and is surrounded by several mountain ranges. These mountains block moisture from reaching Mongolia, leading to very low annual rainfall. This is a major reason why so little of Mongolia's territory is suitable for farming, and the World Bank reports that only 0.7% of Mongolia consists of land that can be used for farming. The Mongolian landscape is better suited for a nomadic herding lifestyle, which has been the dominant way of life for centuries. China, in contrast, has more than 11% of its territory made up of farmable land. This is despite the western part of China being dominated by dry lands and mountains like the Tibetan Plateau, which is largely unsuitable for farming. Eastern China, however, has plenty of fertile regions, and the plains along the Yangtze and Yellow rivers in particular have supported agriculture for thousands of years, providing food for a growing population. Another reason why Mongolia has so few people is because of the very harsh winters. Winters in Mongolia are long, dry, and brutally cold, with temperatures often dropping below -30 degrees Celsius. A strong contributing factor to this are the cold air masses coming down from Siberia. The distance from the ocean also means that Mongolia doesn't benefit from the temperature moderating effects of large bodies of water. Logically, you might expect the southern part of Mongolia to be the most populated due to its proximity to China. In reality, southern Mongolia is one of the least hospitable regions of the country. The Gobi Desert, a cold desert that covers much of southern Mongolia, is characterized by extreme dryness, strong winds, and very large temperature swings. Because of these extreme conditions, only a few small settlements exist in the Gobi, and most people who live there rely on nomadic herding. The most populated parts of Mongolia are actually in the north. Here we find its capital and only large city, Ulaanbaatar, where almost half of Mongolia's population lives. To illustrate the massive population difference between China and Mongolia one final time, the population of China's capital, Beijing, is about 13 times that of Ulaanbaatar. However, Beijing isn't even close to being home to almost half of the people of China. Beijing actually only contains roughly 1.5% of China's population.